What a strange sensation. I can feel my physical body, but my consciousness is sinking, like it's getting sucked into a deep darkness. Okay, I've established a link with you, Albas. Next is Ritona. Ritona as well? Selphine serves as an intermediary connecting the three of us together. That allows all of us to share our consciousness. Is that even? What we will now conduct is referred to as a mind dive. It is a type of manacraft that falls under comcraft, which is mainly used to establish links between the consciousness of one or more parties. How do you feel, Albas? This all feels very strange. The sounds around us are slowly fading away, and that my consciousness is being trapped inside. Inside there's a girl, Selphine, whose existence is growing more and more pronounced. You're just about ready to, Ritona. Could you bless, please? Understood. And the party's all here. Suddenly now Ritona's joining my consciousness. All of this, truly there are no words which I can use to describe this. Let's begin. Oh, we're in his laboratory. Better than having a dark background, I guess. This place is Lab 9? How did we get in this place? This place is called, oh boy, Media Story. It is a space serving as the materialized form of your subconscious. The manifestation of my subconscious? Basically, you spend a lot of time here, I guess. Did my thoughts just flow out without my knowing it? We are currently in the realm of your subconscious. My subconscious? All the things you wish to ask us, and any information that you allow us to know is conveyed to us purely as is. In that sense, you ought to be able to hear my own thoughts as well. Her mouth isn't moving, but I can still hear her voice. I'm sure it comes as quite a surprise to you, but I'm sure you'll quickly get used to it. I see. How do I put it? It's as if I've wandered straight into a fairy tale. Normally this craft, a mind dive, is supposed to last but a moment or two. A conversation that would only last a full hour would only take a split second. Though there are some conditions that may cause it to take slightly longer. I've got even longer than longer than less than a second. That didn't make any sense whatsoever, did it? No, it didn't. Most of the time, when there are multiple people like this, it does take quite a bit longer. This time, since there are 3 of us, and so that it's more or less alienating to Albas, I've constructed it as more of a conversation between us. I'm grateful for that, I suppose. Did I? Now I'm the one who can't follow the conversation. Oh wait, he's going to repeat that twice now, isn't he? Yeah, you get used to it. I can tell you're pretty nervous about all this, so I'll try to explain it a little better. As Ritona said, Midastora is a space manifested from your subconscious. In here, there's no distinction between truth and lies. The only thing here is the manner within your body and mind, containing your pure, unadulterated memories, and the unconscious mind that allows you to convey them. Conveying my memories, both my conscious and subconscious. Humans do have some memories which they rather not let others know. Your conscious and unconscious self have the right to choose what they show us and what not to. There are things you feel you must tell us, and things you feel that you mustn't. For these sealed off memories, Even someone like me who can freely use a mind dive cannot peek into these. Essentially, except for the things you choose to tell us or show us, the rest of it will not be conveyed to us. Yay, privacy. I can't believe such amazing technology actually exists in this world. It's not technology, is it? The mind dive is quite a peculiar craft. Only those who can use the path down can utilize it. Basically, it's a craft only royalty can use. It's not something that needs to be shared, so I'm keeping these thoughts and memories closed off. Is that so? I don't fully understand, but that means we can take our time here and discuss whatever we wish at our own pace. No, we don't need to go about it in such a roundabout manner. You should be able to communicate via senses as well, once you open up the information we need to exchange. Whatever you like to share with us should freely flow out. Huh? Should do an example for this. Nothing's happening. It looks like we need a little more time. I suppose this is what it's like dealing with someone from the outer pole. The flow of internal mana is a little stagnant. It'll take some time for it to react. And don't worry, relax a little until you get used to it. Sooner or later, you won't have to speak. Instead, our consciousness will just freely share information. Alright. Still, this is really quite a strange experience. It's like I can see straight into the two of you. Your personalities, your humanity, I can perceive it directly. And we can say the same to you, Albas. This room represents who you are as a person. The space is clean and well organized, the lighting is just right, the entire area is stable. It is a sign that your thoughts are coexisting amicably with ours. If the compatibility is off, then incongruities in one's personalities would either reject a mind dive entirely, or the space of the mind story would be dark and warped. I see. I appreciate the compliments, but I'm not exactly the nicest person there is. Really, Albas, you're not being nice to us? That'd be a shame. The truth is, I've had some doubts about you two, that you may be industry spies. Or I know, you might have been sent by no, that's not Heinz, Ibis. We've known. Rather, we felt that from him some time back. But now I see it so clearly now. It's like the anxieties of my heart had been cleansed. The two of you truly simply want to talk with me. And more than that, the two of you truly are that worried about Sarah. Oh, it's begun. His thoughts are flowing into us now. Oh boy, now we just got a full layer of text here now. So when discussing the Whitehead siblings and Sarah, there is another vital person we must discuss. Sid Whiteheads. He's the founder of the Whiteheads Enterprise and the father of Rudo and Rune. The Whiteheads family was never an affluent one. Born the eldest son of the family, ever since he was a child he was different from his peers. I've been with him since I was young, and we were practically brothers. Of all the people who I had grown up with in the slums, he was the only one who I had remained friends with till the very end. Sid's father was reprehensible. A worthless man, an alcoholic who would be violent with his own family, truly savage. He wouldn't lift a finger to do any honest work, instead using his shady connections to get rich quick schemes to smuggle large amounts of purified mana into the outer pole. When Sid was 9, that man said that he would leave to find work elsewhere and promptly disappeared from Cardia. Sid had to take care of his weak mother all by himself. At the time, The idea of using mana for energy hadn't existed in Cardia. Instead, we had to use coal or kerosene to make it through winter. The winter cold was so harsh that there were numerous casualties every year. It was where we lived, the slums, that we always hit the hardest. Yeah, imagine not got very good heating there. If only we had some kerosene. Until he lost his mother, Sid had often repeated the phrase. He and I did our damnedest, working with everything we had to keep his mother in good health, but of course, we were still only 9 years of age. Whatever we made never amounted to much. After 2 years of painful struggle, Sid's mother passed away when we were only 11 years old. That year, something inside of Sid changed. He had always been prejudiced against the world, cursing it every chance he got, but that changed completely. Perhaps he came to an epiphany. Unless he changes, the world will swallow him up whole. That, if he goes on like this, his life would have amounted to nothing but him crawling in the dirt. He accepted the unjustness and brutality of the world. With his mother passing, Sid was alone and free to do whatever he wanted. Whenever he had the time, he would talk about mana. At the time, it was also completely beyond me. Sid's father, whom he so hated, was upset with mana. Although he hated it, he continued to pursue it, which wasn't something one would expect. Unlike his father, however, he wasn't interested in short-term get-rich-quick schemes. While he continued working in the coal mines, he would pilfer sediments that had trace amounts of coloured mana in them, bringing them back as research material. Are we going to get a young Sid and Albas now? Yeah, that foreman's in a pretty bad mood today too. I knew this was going to be some harder, but I tell ya, working a coal mine worker ain't something a human ought to be doing. It barely pays enough to put food on the table too. My joints are just screaming in pain. Still, we ought to consider ourselves lucky to even have work. This looks like this year's winter is going to be incredibly cold as well. Well, at least it's freaking hot while we're working. Haha. I'd rather be moving around and working than just sitting around in a school all day. It's way more fulfilling. Who the heck would want to waste their childhood in a dump like that? Not me, that's for sure. How you change your mind there, Sid. You have a point there. Alright, Albus, let me show you something really cool. What? Is that? That's right, it's sediment. It's not a whole lot of it, but there's definitely a bit of coloured mana inside. Where did you even? While we were mining, that coal mine might actually be a mana mine. What have you done, Sid? Don't tell me you're gonna sell that. No way, that's dirty money. They'll find you and throw you in prison. Oh, don't be stupid. Like I could sell such a valuable sample. Sample? Actually, this isn't the first sample I found. The first one I found was smaller than a pea. But the deeper I dug, the sediment just kept getting bigger and bigger. You've been sneaking out sediment for that long? Look, just listen to what I have to say first, okay? I made a pretty interesting discovery. Come by my laboratory later. How old are you and how do you have a laboratory? Laboratory? You mean your house, right? Oh, come on, that name's pretty important, okay? When I said my place, you just want to get fired up. I'm struggling to understand your logic here. Look, just pay me a visit, alright? Besides, we could just head straight there, couldn't we? Oh, well, I suppose we could, but today's the day when my mum, you know, I thought I'd leave her a flower or two. I see, it's already been that long, huh? Anyways, just meet me at my laboratory, see you there. So it should be about 12, I guess. Fast forward to a few years later. We began to immerse ourselves in coloured matter purification research. We conducted all sorts of absurd experiments. Did love high-risk experiments, a trait he may have inherited from his father. On one occasion, he suffered mana shock and ended up unable to move his left arm. As I continued to support Sid, we both spent our adolescent years in mana research. Every day, every single day of it. We toiled as if possessed by the god of mana himself. After countless failures, we finally succeeded. But finally, we were able to purify coloured mana. This isn't self-praise or exaggeration, it truly was the discovery of the century. The news quickly spread throughout the entire outer pole. Then one day, we began to look for investors who were willing to commercialise the mana system. Oh, we're not going to see young Albas and young Sid. Why? Tell me, just what was all the hard work for then? What exactly are we going to do if we don't look for investors? The conversion efficiency with just this filter isn't good enough. If the sediment has low mana concentration, then that means it isn't going to be enough energy. So looking for... Just how much time do you think it takes to convert enough energy to light a candle that's burning for 2-3 hours? At this point, mining coal is still more efficient. Well, of course, our research is still in its initial stages, so if we continue our line of research then... By the way, have you heard of electricity before? Oh wow, this is before electricity here? Wow. Electricity? Oh, you talking about that person in the third sector who's trying to control the energy from lightning? That's right. But from what I hear, that technology is still in its infancy. And not only that, it's quite dangerous, especially when you're trying to harness lightning. According to the opinion of the Board of Science, it probably won't see any widespread use anytime soon. And those opinions of those idiots over at the board ain't worth the salt. If mana actually didn't exist, then I should be hecked be looking into electricity too. Besides, if we're talking danger here, mana is just as guilty. Heck, it might be that mana's way more dangerous than electricity. What would make you say that? My left arm's been acting up again lately. Does it still hurt? Nah, not exactly. It feels like it's... I don't know, it's weird. It's like it's slowly being eaten away by something. But what in the... Has it been that way since you were able to move it? No, just recently. I didn't say anything at first because it didn't really get in the way of work, but it's been hard to ignore lately. I wonder what's causing it. No clue, but one thing's for sure, there's still a lot of unknowns we've yet to discover about mana. So he had mana shock, his arm got completely messed up, got back working, and I know it's kind of in an iffy stage, I guess. As a result of further research, we succeeded in generating a stable, usable amount of mana. In the meantime, we managed to meet willing investors who were interested in our work despite our youth. We sure got lucky, I commented, but Sid said, no, we made this happen in response. He was the type who hated fatalistic mindsets. A few years later, everything was going smoothly. Thanks to the investors, Whitehead Enterprise was established without a hitch. At the same time, of the founding, Sid married the girl from a neighbouring town who had entered the company. Her name was Eileen Crossrow. She had unnaturally beautiful emerald eyes and pearly white skin, outspoken and imbued with a strong sense of justice. However, she had been born with a weak constitution, much like Sid's mother. Eileen's wish was to benefit other people and the world. He was the type of person who would change the atmosphere just by being there. No matter how rebellious or contrarian someone is, they would immediately become docile and obedient when faced with her. True, I remember when we saw her at the tavern, she was really not what I was expecting. One couldn't help but think of her as a good person, regardless of logic or reason. She was a simple, truly lovable human being. There wasn't anyone who would be inspired by her zeal. As Ritona grew in power, so did its profits and efficiency, as it continued to devote itself to the greater good. It didn't reach its peak efficiency, but when winter came, it managed to cut casualties down to less than half. Wow, that's impressive, that. The company continued to gain influence. As we continued to grow in fame and fortune, Rughzo was born. Rughzo, he was truly a brilliant child. Having inherited his father's wisdom combined with her kindness, Eileen was truly a good person. We lived our days in happiness. At that time, we hadn't realized, somewhere unbeknownst to us, we had created a great and powerful enemy.